QuickBooks Online versus QuickBooks Desktop. What's the difference and which platform is best for your business? Stay tuned because we're going to take a deep dive into both. Welcome back to another episode of Millennial Gems. My name is Akila McIntosh. I am a certified QuickBooks Pro Advisor, and I help business owners like you organize your financial transactions. So today we're going to talk about QuickBooks Online, QuickBooks Desktop, and determine, which one is best for your business. So just to do just a quick overview, to begin, QuickBooks Online is a cloud-based solution, meaning it is accessible from anywhere. So you can travel anywhere. You can use it on any machine, mobile device, anything of sort of that nature you can use it on. Whereas QuickBooks Desktop, it's a software app. So it has to be installed on your machine, and it will only allow you to use it on that machine that it's installed on. So you can't use other devices with it. It has to be on that one machine. So we're also going to get into a little bit of comparison between the both. We'll talk about the pros and cons of both, and then at the end, finish off which one is best for your business and my personal recommendation. So let's begin. All right. So first off, QuickBooks comparison. So first thing is accessibility and mobility. So QuickBooks Online allows you to log in from anywhere, any device. That means you can bring up QuickBooks Online from a tablet, your work desktop, your phone. It allows you to have like multiple, users to work simultaneously. And then you also have like automatic updates, with new features that are rolled out regularly. So that's kind of the good part with the accessibility of QuickBooks Online. Now, as far as QuickBooks Desktop, it's tied to the computer that it's installed on. So again, you are only allowed that limited remote access to the machine that you installed it on. And most of the time, you will have like better security control because all the data is going to be locally stored on that specific machine. But again, you're just limited to using that machine. You couldn't use it on your phone. You couldn't use it on the same information on a tablet and stuff like that. Like you'd have to literally use the same machine for every time you want to use desktop. So as far as pricing goes, so they both offer subscriptions, monthly and annually. QuickBooks Online, you get like an essentials, you have the plus model, you have the advanced model, the advanced subscription. And again, you have like regular updates and, cloud storage. Whereas like QuickBooks Desktop, I think they're only actually operating on one subscription now, where I think it's actually annually. I don't know the number off the top of my head, but I think it's just annually. I believe you also can choose monthly subscription. I'm pretty sure you can do monthly subscriptions as well. But to the top of my head, I know for sure you have. I think annual is kind of like the first choice to kind of encourage, and you'll have to keep renewing it every time to get those updates and stuff like that and support. So definitely a lower upfront cost using QuickBooks Online than it is QuickBooks Desktop. So as far as customization goes, so QuickBooks is definitely perfect for smaller businesses with, simple accounting needs, and you need access to hundreds of integrations with apps. So you can get things like basic reporting and transaction tracking. You have automated invoicing and bank feeds, limited inventory management. But again, that's kind of based off of the subscription you choose. And then again, like I said, integrates with over, I don't know, like 500 like apps, third-party apps you can use. And like, these are things from like PayPal, Shopify, Square, um, MailChimp, all those app integrations. And then QuickBooks Desktop is better for more complex businesses that need features like inventory tracking and more control of the reporting options. So if you're doing things like, invoice batching or job costing, um, if you're like industry specific, like a contractor, manufacturer, or retailer, um, and it definitely has like better, offline functionality because you don't really need internet to make it work. You just need to have that downloaded and you can use the platform. So it doesn't rely on internet like how QuickBooks Online does. So you definitely have a little bit more powerful reporting and customization with QuickBooks Desktop. And then lastly, you have scalability, right? So QBO is definitely better for the growing businesses because one, it can support up to 25 users depending on which plan you decide to subscribe to. And then you have different roles and different permissions. Like you have like I forget off the top of my head, but you have like the accountant roles. Then you have somebody who can just look at, say, some you can just look you can pretty much assign roles to it. I don't know the roles off the top of my head, but you can definitely like assign roles so that way everybody has a different amount of access. And then, data syncs automatically right in real time. So that's a pretty good thing about, scaling and the multi-user access. And then as far as QuickBooks Desktop, it may require you to upgrade features as your business grows. So, it does require a network setup for multiple users, and it can get a little bit more complicated. Like I believe like you can actually get up to like 40 users for QuickBooks Desktop because of I think it's the enterprise package, which I think is like the only subscription they actually offer at this moment. So I would say as far as the scaling ability, um, QuickBooks Online probably wins on that one. And then lastly, so next we'll get into pros and cons. So the pros and cons of QuickBooks Online. So pros of QuickBooks Online, again, kind of reiterated this like a million times now. Access from anywhere. You can literally do it on vacation. You can do it from a school. You can do it from a library, your bedroom, your phone. You have access to do it from anywhere. It's great for remote teams and mobile users. Um, Automatic data backup. Again, you don't have to do manual updates for QuickBooks Online because the people who work for QuickBooks Intuit, they handle it they handle all of that. So there's no need to ever manually update it. QuickBooks, they will do it for you. Um, and then again, you have the frequent updates. So the frequent updates, data backup, QuickBooks will handle all that. Seamless with all the app integrations. Um, you don't have to worry about losing files or due to computer failure or your technology failing you. Everything's gonna be cool. Now, some cons to QuickBooks is that, it can get expensive over time. It's a reoccurring subscription. So, have to pay every month or pay every year, but, it's going to get expensive. And then, you do have limited advanced features. Um, weaker inventory and reporting tools. And then, obviously it's very internet dependent. So without internet, you can't use QuickBooks Online. So now, what are the pros of QuickBooks Desktop? Well, more robust reporting tools. So, and better for industry specific needs. So, you're definitely going to have um, more in depth financial tracking. You'll definitely, um, your data will be stored locally. So, you don't have to really worry about, um, losing access to any of your stuff if something goes wrong, if your internet goes down. You'll always have access to your information. um, and then also your data stored. Pretty much reduce the risk of anybody ever trying to steal your data if need be. um, so that's kind of like the pros of using QuickBooks Desktop. And then the cons of it is it is limited mobility, limited access. So, it does require you to work around sometimes maybe like a third party hosting app. It does have like a higher upfront cost. So QuickBooks Desktop definitely does come at a higher subscription than QuickBooks Online. And then as far as like manual backups and updates, you'll have to do that. So QuickBooks Online, as I said, they'll do it for you. They'll automatically update it. But when you're using the desktop version, you'll have to make sure you're updating it every time. And most of the time, you'll only get the updates when you renew the subscription. So, which one is best for you? Oh, I would say pick QuickBooks Online if one, you're a new business that needs flexibility. If you prefer having automatic updates rather than doing it yourself, you want remote access, um, and you like the integrations, I would say QuickBooks Online is definitely the better pick. Now, if you pick QuickBooks Desktop, if you're a larger, more established business, if you need more advanced features like inventory tracking and job costing, and if you plan to use the same computer or laptop, and if you don't mind working like offline access, if you're good with like offline access, that would be probably the pick there. So, what would be my suggestion? I would say personally, just go with QuickBooks Online. I know sometimes whenever it just comes to like these videos where people will say, well, what it comes down to if you had to choose. Well, yeah, choosing one, I would choose QuickBooks Online just because one, flexibility, more variety, access. Again, I just think that there's just more being offered at a lower cost, at that lower upfront cost than QuickBooks Desktop, which is kind of limiting to just like one specific machine, paying a higher price. And, you know, even though it may have like more advanced features, probably for most people, they probably don't have like the features that are going to be needed under QuickBooks Desktop. So I would say QuickBooks Online is definitely the better bet, no matter the size of the business. Because I think QuickBooks Online is better suited for, you know, small to like large businesses, whereas like desktop is definitely a little bit more for like the mid-size and like larger businesses. So, are you in need of a bookkeeper? Well, if you're a new business, if you're a seasoned business owner, I'm gonna drop a link in the description that will allow you to schedule a consultation with me, and we'll see if you are a good fit for our bookkeeping to do your bookkeeping. You can also follow me on all my social media accounts. You can follow the YouTube. You can follow me on Fanbase, Instagram, and Threads. The names are essentially all the same at names. Um, yeah. So hope y'all found some value in this video. If you did, definitely hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications. If you're listening to this on the podcast platform, make sure you do hit that button and leave a 5-star review. And I'll see y'all on the next one.